Oh my god, that smells fucking delicious. God damn it. Okay, I'm gonna be doing this for like 30 minutes and then I'll cut it. Actually, you know what I'm gonna call this one? I'm gonna call this Shields. Because we need to actually redo, shielding. Is that how you spell shielding? That is not how you spell shielding. There you go. Dunskies. Dunkskis. Alright, we're back. God, that's eating sound.
Eat your food.
No, not yet. I'm not done. Okay. Okay. Alright guys, so for today's subject, today is, let's see here, October, it's Friday, October 23rd, 2015, yeah, it's 6:15, close enough to 6 p.m., and it's another, doing another episode, first episode actually of Fundamental Fridays. I haven't actually gotten around to it, so the first subject that we're going to be talking about, since the new patch 1.12 dropped, there has been a big fundamental change in Smash, which is shielding. So one of the biggest there's a few big changes to shielding. So first off, one of the big changes to shielding. Oops. Okay. So one of the big changes to shielding, some of the basics that you guys should know is that from a shield you could roll left to right, you could jump cancel your shield and then go into either up B or up B or up smash, which is really important. Then of course sidestepping, and then and those are the options that you have out of your shield. And so the other thing that happens is that when you shield, frame data wise, before it was, I believe, like 23 frames, it was 1 to 4. You have 1 to 4 frames for power shielding. That actually got nerfed. It's now 1 to 3 frame. 1 to 3 frame window, so they nerfed it by a single frame. So now you only have a 3 frame window to power shield. So after you power shield, so let's see here, you have 1 to 3 frames to power shield, and then after that, let's say nothing hits your shield. You're forced to hold your shield up for, I believe it's about 10 frames, and then after that, if you want to drop your shield, then you go into your shield drop animation like you guys are seeing here, and that will also, I believe, take about 11 frames. So you're pretty much stuck, unable to do anything. You could still do the normal things to cancel your shield, such as jumping what was it, up smashing, up B, roll, sidestepping, jumping out of your shield to cancel the shield drop animation. But that means you're restricted, no longer able to do any grounded moves. Let me see here. Another big thing that has happened is the increase in shield stun. Well, first off, let me go over perfect shielding really quickly with you guys. So with perfect shielding, as you guys know, like I said before, they reduce the amount of frames that you are able to perfect shield by 1. So it is now a 3-frame window. So that before would have worked. So now the window is much tighter than it used to be. So now, yeah, dude, I told you I'd be back. So, from here, when it comes to perfect shielding, if you are able to know that you are gonna perfect shield, the best thing to do after that is to buffer an attack. To hit the shield button, let go. And then while you're letting go, you're going to be doing an attack on the C-stick, or doing whatever attack you want to do. Only thing you are not able to do is grab. Like if you press the Z button, your character will throw out a jab for some reason. I don't know why. It just happens. But you are able to buffer all of your attacks afterwards. You could do tilts, you could do B moves, you could do pretty much any grounded option. I believe you are even able to do forward smashes. Nope, you can roll. No, you can do forward smash. I'm just being casual. Okay. Yeah. So you could tell if you perfect shielded. So that is the sound for a perfect shield. Oops. That is the sound for a perfect. Or my bad. That is the sound for a normal shield. Bam, like that. Oops. Those sounds. Those are sounds for perfect shielding. Let me change to another character because Ryu has a very, very specific sound when he perfect shields, which is pretty cool. But you can tell if you perfect shield. It has a very similar sound to it. Yep. And of course, best training partner, level 9 Mario. He always throws fireballs, so that allows you to practice your perfect shielding. So as you can see, it still makes that sound. Those are all perfect shields. That was not? That was. That was. Yes. So... no. Oh, yep, that was wrong. Oh, Tricky! He did a tomahawk! But yep. Let's slow it down, actually. Yep. So you can see the white flashes on the character when they do a perfect shield. As opposed to on a regular shield, you mainly want to listen to the sound. So there's that. But yeah, when you do a perfect shield, skeet shielding, lol. But yeah, when you do a perfect shield, you're normally when you shield and someone attacks it, you suffer from shield drop. You suffer from shield drop if people just whiff the move. Oops. Okay. So if you shield, unshield. See how long it takes me to throw out that forward tilt? It's ridiculously long time. However, if you manage the perfect shield, you can pretty much bypass the shield drop phase as well as the time that you are stuck in shield, which is fairly important. So you have to know that you are going to get the perfect shield, and on top of that, you have to buffer out the next action. So it's fairly complicated, but it's definitely something to practice in the future if you want to get really, really good at this game. Of course, there's all the other standard options. When it comes to shielding, you know, you can do run shields. I guess one of the basic, there's two versions of perfect shielding, really. I've never heard that. If you do the perfect frame, you attack faster. So when you reflect the fireball. Makes sense. I just know it's like a 3-frame window. Actually, let's slow it down a bit. No, it seems the same. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty much still the same. It just, well, it looks the same. So, because the main point of perfect shielding is so that you don't suffer from the having to sit in your shield. You're not doing it. Oh no. Right before it hits your actual character. Yeah. Well, by the way, the perfect frame, you could attack faster. That's interesting. Well, either way, the amount of frames that's probably really hard. Then that means it's only a 1-frame window, if I remember correctly, because the amount of frames that you can perfect shield is 3 frames. If I'm probably hitting in on the 3rd frame. Yeah, so I've been trying it, so hey. Damn it, Dark, give me a minute. I need to cover shields. Okay. What's the point in doing that one over the other one? Because I don't think the reflected fireball will hit Mario, I don't think. Yeah, it doesn't even hit Mario. You could attack out of it faster. But even still, even with a regular perfect shield, you're only stuck in there for 3 frames. I think, you know, okay, I can see the point. You do attack faster, probably by 2 frames. So, but yeah, there's that, and of course the besides the change to perfect shielding, with the the drop in the single frame, is, as you guys know, they increased the shield stun. I was practicing, I just don't see it making a difference. I spread over play. There's not really that. Even then, even perfect shielding in this game is just like, how should I put it? If you do the that perfect shield where it reflects a projectile, that will give you, as opposed to the normal perfect shield, what you're talking about, like the perfect shield that reflects projectiles, it looks like it will give you an advantage by 2 frames. That's it. It's a 2-frame advantage, which is very, very huge in high-level, like, competitive play. But at this point, where players only throw out like moves that have like what, like 2-3 frame startups, such as Fox up tilts, or even like a 7-frame startup. So M2K will do it. Yeah, that robot, autistic robot, bang bang. But I could see it. No, you do not wish you were M2K. You do not want to be M2K. You do not want to be M2K. I promise you. That's horror stories. That's for another day, though. That's for another day. Mr. Gray. That sounds really familiar. NorCal, right? Okay, sorry, I got really sidetracked. Yeah. Okay, but let's see here, and on top of that, so yeah, as you guys know, the changes to shielding, besides that, single frame difference in perfect shielding, is, actually, I have a bookmark for it. Just so I don't get anything wrong. Meta shields in 1.15. Uh-oh. Okay, so the meta for shields at 1.15. So, this is from a Smashboards thread. You can look it up. Just go into the search function. It says shield in 1.1. So the new frame data for it is now the perfect shield. It's 1-3 frames. Then you are locked in your shield for 4 to 11 frames. So it's 8 frames minimum. And then of course there's shield drop frames, which is now 7 frames. So you have like a 7-frame window when you let go of your shield. If no one hits it, where you can't do anything. That's actually a very long period of time where you're not able to do anything. So let's see here. Shield lock frames does not restrict your ability to use the natural out of shield options such as roll, spot dodge, or jump. So you guys saw there. Perfect shields are now active only frames 1 to 3, down from 1 to 4 in 1.10 and earlier. Shield stun now overlaps with shield lock frames in the 1.1 patch. Any attack dealing 10.5% or above will result in the defender not receiving any locking after shield stun. It's a question mark. I don't know what's up with that. Let's see here. Hit lag received by the defender, shield hit lag, now matches that of the attacker. Let's see here. Attacks with hit lag modifiers below 1.0. That's weird. No longer receive safety bonuses. That's also really weird. Those above 1.0 or 1.25 from patch 1.0 are conversely safer than before. Yikes. Hit lag modifiers below 1.0. That's actually really interesting. I'm gonna need to talk to Shia about that at some point. So your attacks with an electric attribute apply a multiplicative 1.5 hit lag modifier. Wow, okay. These are now also affecting the defender. That's actually really interesting. So attacks that have the electric attribute, such as like, I don't know, Pikachu's attacks, Thunder, Falcon's Knee, Fox's Reflector? Yeah, Fox. Wow, okay, that's interesting. Anyways, those have more hit lag on it. That's neat. Attacker hit lag reductions on shield from 1.1.0 were not reverted. Perfect shielding. Allows standard attacks to be executed without shield drop lag. So as you guys saw earlier, that's the point of doing perfect shield, so that you could instantly act out of it. Dashing still incurs shield drop lag, but negates shield block. Let's see here. Reduces shield stun received from the attack by 25%, question mark, and negates shield damage and shield pushback. Alright, now for the big thing. So the shield stun before was like how it was in Brawl. It was the damage divided by 2.56. So let's say, I'll bring up a calculator really quick. So let's say the damage did, like Ryu's back air. Let's use Ryu's back air. That's a really popular example now. So 16, which is how much damage it does, divided by 2.56. So it dealt 6 frames of, you were locked in your shield for 6 frames if you were to hit it. Now, they changed it. The new formula for it is damage divided by 1.75 plus 2. People thought it was 3 frames before, but okay. Whoa, or floor. Huh. Alright, so the so let's say Ryu hits her shield. This is 16%. It's way too much. Way too much. I really don't know why it does that much. So divide by 1.75 plus 2. Now you're stuck in there for 11 frames. That's literally double the amount of time that you're going to be stuck in your shield. Just from that single change. So as you can see, the amount of shield stun in it is absolutely insane. So yeah, so I guess like a really good example is if Ryu back airs your shield, you're stuck in there for 11 frames when it used to be 6. And that's kind of bull. It's very bull. So, and that is literally the biggest change in there. So, for example, Fox's back air, which on average is just 13. It can be auto-cancelled though, so he has 0 frames of lag. He'll cross you up, hit you on the back of your shield, and does 13. Used to, of course, you know, people would, when he would land behind you, they would do shield drop, turnaround grab, which you use by buffering the turnaround animation, of course grabbing at the same time. Hard to do on Wi-Fi. And of course, you know, if somebody hits your shield, you know, you're stuck in there for not very long. Like, let's say someone hits your shield with a jab. You get hit with the jab in the previous patch for 2.56. 2 divided by 2.56. You're stuck in your shield for literally less than 1 frame. Now, if someone hits you with a jab does say 2. Jab divided by 1.75. Plus 2. You're now stuck in there for 3 frames. Which is actually a really long time, considering that there's moves out there that come out in like 2 frames. Say hi to Fox's up tilt. Or is it 3 frames? Either way, it's really fast. It's ridiculously fast. And they'll be able to out-poke you the entire time. Because if you go for a grab, and a grab is about 7 frames, your grab is literally twice as slow. So, playing on shield now is incredibly safe, because not only are they going to be suffering from the shield stun, they're also going to be suffering from the what was it? They're not only going to be suffering from shield stun, but let's say they want to do a grab 7 frames, so 3 plus 7, so it's going to be 10 frames before they're able to act. And if you back air someone's shield, let's see here. Fox is 13, so divide by 1.75 plus 2. So 9, and Fox has 0 frames of lag, by the way. So I want to remind you, he has 0 frames of lag. So that, plus 7. 16. 16 frames where you ain't able to do jack shit. Oh, my bad. Yeah, 16 frames before you're able to pretty much do anything. You want to grab them, which is the common thing to do out of shield. Not only will you probably whiff, they will be able to instantly punch you, no matter what. So, this back air on your shield that you think you'd be able to punish, if perfectly spaced, not only will you whiff the grab, you'll be stuck in there for 16 frames. So they could do something stupid, like back air, forward smash your shield, if you try to go for a grab. And I guess, of course, the other common thing is if you try to go for a grab, let's say someone's doing jabs, remember, you guys can't, a good rule is you can't grab an active hitbox. Try to grab an active hitbox, you're gonna get hit. And it's just, that's the point. Because attack beats grab, grab beats shield, shield beats attack. That's the rock, paper, scissors of this game. That's actually the rock, paper, scissors of every single fighting game out there. So, just remember, if someone attacks, shield. And if someone's shielding, you grab them. But that's a completely different subject. So, anyways, besides that, okay, we'll eliminate bomb sliding. What are you guys talking about? Most of the stuff we're playing. So there's that. And I guess I will also go over, since it's Fundamental Fridays, I'll go over really quickly on how to use your shield now in the new patch. So, there's of course well, you're not going to be using your shield as much anymore. The best way to use your shield now is that if you perfect shield everything. Perfect shield everything, and then of course you throw out a move afterwards. Mario, baby. Oh my god. Stop throwing fireball. Throw more fireballs, please. So, that's the best way to do it. Actually, the smartest way to do this is if you, so, you, like in Street Fighter, you could actually option select. It's very important. You could option select. So for example, let's say I want to do, like I was doing there, Perfect Shield and up tilt. Of course, make sure you tap the shield first. And that was a level 9 CPU. Level 9 CPUs are notorious for being able to perfect shield everything you do. Literally everything you do. It's kind of obnoxious. So what I did there was, so how shields work, like I said before, you have 1 to 3 frames where you can perfect shield. If you miss your perfect shield, you're then locked into your shield for 4 to 11, which is 8 frames minimum. And then of course if you want to drop your shield, that's a completely different story, that's 12 to 18, but you can cancel that by jumping and rolling, which is extremely OP in this game, by the way. Sidestepping, blah blah blah. So, with that in mind, if you throw out a move during the time that you are locked into your shield, so the way I did it was, let's say like this. It's slow enough, because if you do it too fast, you're gonna throw out a grab, and also make sure you're not flicking the shoulder button when you do it. The point in doing that is that if you hold down the shoulder button, not only will you perfect shield and waste a perfect shield by going directly into your shield, which means now you're still going to be stuck in your shield. Kind of a waste. So flick. First off, flick. Flick the shield button every single time to intercept all the attacks. Like I said, pick Mario, level 9, really good training partner. Just learn how to perfect shield everything. At least, his fireballs are like the easiest thing in the world to perfect shield. So use Mario as a great training. He's a great training dummy if you don't want to worry about lag. And of course, lag's gonna be a big thing. So do that, and of course, not only were you gonna flick, try to throw out a move every single time. Take full advantage of the perfect shield. You can also do perfect shield dashing. Which I recommend learning. So yeah, flick the shield button each time, because then you could then do what's appropriate. So you could flick the shield and then do the attack afterwards. You could flick the shield and then do the dash if you need to cover any space, and just a whole bunch of other stuff. So yeah, that's a very, very detailed description on how the shield works now. And I guess also a little bit more detail on the shield. Remember that the shield only has 50 health. So this shield, it only has 50 health, and just remember that before, I believe in the patch prior, the damage to shield was reduced. So let's say a move that was like 26 damage to your shield, it would actually not deal the full 26. From what I have heard, I could be wrong, if you guys could correct me in chat, I would love it. Moves to shields now do full damage. So, but again, I could be wrong. So So a move that does 26 damage to a shield now actually does full 26 damage to a shield. But again, I could be wrong on that. Reverse jumping dash grab. Oh, the pivot boost! Pivot boost grabs are fun. But that's another subject. I'll cover it in a bit. But yeah, besides that, it has a very, very detailed description of the new shield in patch 1.1.1. Yes, 1.1.1. Then of course how to use a shield. So besides knowing how to perfect shield everything, you can. Best time to shield. There's only 3 really good times to shield because you can't shield in the air. Oh, I guess a good thing to note is that, you know, perfect shielding you could do in 1-3 frames. Shields come out in 1 frame, so you could do that. I'll cover boost pivot grab. If you're talking about boost pivot grabs, right? Talking about boost pivot grabs, I'll cover that in another video. Because I mean, who abuses it better but Fox? So, besides that, there's only a good number of times to shield. The very, very popular one is to be able to land and then shield. This one's kind of hard because you need to be pretty much on point. Because if you aren't, you're gonna air dodge to the ground and you're gonna die for it. The other time, and then after that, there are 3 more times that you can shield. So there's 4. So from a jump, learn how to shield. The other few times, of course, you could do it while you're running. So proper times when you could shield after a landing. This is a very, very common one that players like to do, especially when they tomahawk. Especially, yeah, like I said, when they tomahawk, which is, you know, they just empty jump. That's what smashers apparently like to call it. So short hop, fast fall, empty jump, shield. This is a really good one because, you know, they think you're jumping and you're gonna land with attack, but you actually just don't do anything much. Or, you know, do that, land grab. But anyways, so shielding the moment you touch the ground from a jump, it's extremely useful. The other times when you shield is, of course, out of a run. This is the most common one used in competitive play all around. You would dash because, you know, you cover a good amount of ground. And not only that, you shield instantly. So this is a good way if you want to get in on projectile characters like Link, Samus, Villager. That's what I was doing earlier if you guys were watching Warrior's stream, is I would just run and shield the entire time, anticipating those forward airs and a bunch of other stuff, and it would allow me to get in. That's why this is really, really, really good. It allows you to be mobile, it allows you to get around the stage fairly quickly, and, you know, it's really good. For slower characters, however, I prefer the walk. The other time when you could do it, you know, because you could walk. Anytime when you're walking, you could literally do anything. You could taunt, you could throw out jabs. If you're good, you could dash attack instantly out of a walk. But that's something I'll cover another day. So, shielding from a walk. This is extremely important. A lot of players do not abuse the walking mechanic at all. Look at that. It's so good. Because you could literally just hold forward the entire time. Oops. You're good. You're good. You could just literally hold forward the entire time. And you'll keep walking the moment that you're able to. And then, besides that, from a walk, so, damn, Nightbot is going in. I'm sorry, Bearded Savage. So the other good thing that you could do is out of a pivot or out of a perfect pivot. Really popular thing that most top players are starting to learn nowadays are perfect pivoting. Because perfect pivoting is really good. I did a big thing on perfect pivoting, but you know, I'll probably cover that another. I'll try to cover that another day, because I honestly think that perfect pivoting, not only is it a very important tech to learn at this stage, when the game's still young, it's going to Jesus, you're Savage. You're making enemies with Nightbot. So, the other time when you could shield, which I think is really good, is out of a perfect pivot. Perfect shielding, or some moves, when you perfect pivot, they stop the momentum of the perfect pivot. As you can see, Fox Slide's really fun. But, you know, moves like jab, up tilt, forward tilt, all stop his momentum. However, and this is universal for every character in the game, shields will not stop your momentum. That's why you could run slide, walk and run shield, walk and shield, and you will keep going. Same thing goes for perfect pivot. You can perfect pivot, shield, and the shield will keep carrying your momentum. This is really good, especially with characters that have back hitboxes. So you can perfect pivot shield into an up tilt, something like that. So really simple stuff. So from there, yeah, those are the main times when you're going to be shielding. Not only that is, you know, oh yeah, and the other thing I want to note about the shield is that you can angle. This is pretty important too, especially if you want to block attacks. This is done by tilting the analog slightly, like if you're doing tilts for a character. You can do the same thing with your shield. You can tilt the shield all around, and this is meant. The reason for doing this is so that. Oops. Ah, God, it's hard. Okay. Now the point in tilting your shield is so that you can block attacks from certain angles. Because if an attack hits just your character and not your shield, that's a shield poke, and that happens a good amount of the time, to be honest. So learning how to use your shield. So yeah, in this game, learn how to use your shield. Learn how to perfect shield properly, and then of course buffer everything out of it, because if you do that, you'll be godlike. Because you're going to be able to throw out your attacks without suffering from shield block. Then from there, know when you can shield, which is also important. After a tomahawk, you can go directly into a shield if you practice it enough. Then of course, doing it from runs, so dash shielding is very important to learn. It's something that's used by literally every single character in the game, and it allows you to get around projectiles, which is the common thing that holds a lot of players back. So learning how to run shield is super important. And of course, you know, if you get a what was it? Yeah, if you get a perfect shield out of it, while dash shielding, hey, you can dash again, because of how the mechanics work. Oh, Mario Plus. Mario Plus. See, like that. So, and then of course from there, you can also do it, like I said, from perfect pivots. This is only going to be useful for certain characters that have, as long as the character has like a really good perfect pivot. You can do that, and remember, perfect pivots do not have any traction and do not stop your momentum like certain attacks. So, besides that, when it comes to shielding, that, and of course the new shield stun mechanics, it changing from damage divided by 2.75 or 2.57, which is huge. It's very, very little amount of shield stun. Now to damage divided by 1.75 plus 2. It's insane. Even something that only does like 2% now does a minimum of 3 frames of lag. So shields are now like practically unsafe unless you perfect shield everything. And with that in mind, like I said before, if you learn how to perfect shield, learn how to buffer everything out of your perfect shield. And if you're able to do that, then hey, you'll be a top tier player one day. So, because that stuff alone will bring you above the ranks of like all the other players. If you're able to perfect shield all of their attacks and attack back instantaneously, and of course get the optimal punishes. What are the optimal punishes? Well, you gotta tune into another stream. I'll be going over all the optimal punishes for each character each day, but that's gonna be a slow thing. And so there we go. And that's gonna be, it's 7 o'clock now, and that's gonna be the end of the stream. So I'll be doing viewer battles in a little bit. Let me go reset the stream. And thank you guys all for joining me for Fundamental Fridays. Punishes is what I was saying. And yeah, so there we go, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Next week for Fundamental Fridays, I'll be trying to go over, I covered it a little bit, how to play around the shield, and of course, how to play around the shield, but that's another subject. That's a long subject, because shielding, like I said before, it is one of the strongest options in Smash, period. But I'll be showing you guys next week on how to play around the shield. So, alright. But play around the shield, and then, you know what? I'm gonna work on the spacing a bit. So, alright guys, hopefully I'll see y'all next week, and take care. For those of you who are in the stream, stick around. I'll still be sticking around, and we'll take questions and everything. So, alright guys, catch you all later.